to make this video talking with you all because it's been a while. You guys know I have my filters, so give me a second. Pick which one I like. Okay, that one's all right. I wish I had something to place on my underneath my iPhone so I could talk to you all, but it's so early in the morning. It's like ridiculously early in the morning, and half of my camera equipment is and my iPhone equipment is upstairs, and I'm not gonna walk all the way back upstairs and get it. I'm way too tired. So I wanted to make this video once and for all because I really feel like I've kind of been, in and out of YouTube, and I don't really feel like I've had the chance to either like tell you all in a video what's been going on, what's been happening. Not really sure what you all have been thinking or what you all have been assuming. I'm not sure, but I don't like people to guess things about me or the channel without hearing it from me. So I said, you know what? I have been so freaking busy in my life, and there's been so many changes from when I first had this channel and from even last year and the year before that and the pandemic. Like, I don't have a boring life. I'll just put it that way. I will never, ever, ever, ever have a boring life because my life is always going up in a positive direction, and I'm always on to the next. I'm always improving, I'm always expanding. And with expansion and improvement and momentum comes a lot of effort, energy, hard work, changes, different changes in schedule, different people, different groups. So I was just really tired of like making certain videos and talking about certain things. And it feels like for me, I don't know how it feels for you all, but it feels like for me, like majority of people, over 50,000 of you guys. Okay, let's just put that out there. Like, thank you so much for the support. That was definitely not just overnight. My subscription count as it stands has been from years and years and years of hard work that I've earned. Never ever paid for an ad, never ever paid for subscribers. I just want to put that out here because I think early of last year, I actually found out that people buy subscribers, people buy ads to promote their videos. I have never done any of those things. Okay, so all my subscriptions, all my views are organic, extremely organic. And, that blows my mind. From the very beginning, I started this channel, it was nothing but hard work, nothing but hard work, sheer determination, caffeine, lack of sleep. It's been a lot, you all. It's been a lot. When I glance back and think about 2017, 2019, different years that I've been on YouTube, that I've been pushing out content and talking about a lot of different topics, a lot of different celebrities and things like that. I have done my body of work is extreme. And what I've been able to do with this channel, I never, ever, ever imagined. I think that I'm gonna take it all the way back. I think that when I first decided to post on here, my views out the gate were very, very high, extremely high. And I think within like the first day, the first week, I had like 1.4 subscribers. Let me get my drink. Thank God I brought something to drink because, guys, it's early in the morning. I got work just like you all. I'm tired. And I'm going to get to that in this video. I'm going to talk about all of that, the changes coming up, what I want to do. I'm just going to leave it all in this video. And those subscribers who don't see this video, it's going to be bad for them because they're not going to know what the hell's going on. And so I also want to say before I get into that anything you hear or from other channels, other people, other whatever is invalid, okay? Anything that I do, that I make known to this channel, is only going to come from me. Okay, I want to make that very clear. There is nobody in the YouTube verse, YouTube land, on YouTube, on a different social media platform. There is nobody out here who knows anything personal or professional or project wise about this channel. So I just want to put that out here, period. Okay, if you ever hear anybody saying anything in regards to my channel, it is unequivocally false, because there is nobody's number that I have from YouTube. There is nobody I talk from YouTube. I'm putting that out here right now. So there's nobody would know anything unless I say it to you all on camera, and that's that. I want to make that very clear, because I know how social media is. And you know, to me, social media is like the devil, is like the devil's playground. You know, when I used to do those DM readings, those divine masculine readings, and you know, karmic readings and all that, I would tell you all the time, like, social media is, in my opinion, the devil's playground. Now, I was gonna make a separate video about this, but I'll put it all in this video. Why the hell not? So with that said, I'm gonna bring up TikTok, okay? And no, I have no notes. I have no notes in front of me. This is just me talking to you all one-on-one. Okay, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. If y'all really think I'm gonna have a whole teleprompter in front of me, I'm not. Okay, all I have is myself, so I can see myself and what it looks like, and my internet connection. That's all I have in front of me. Okay, so I think you all by now have heard about what's happening with TikTok, right? And so, you know, I think, I would say late 2020, early 2021, there has been a shift, right? There was a shift with people on YouTube, you know, going to things like TikTok and Instagram Live and all these different types of apps and different platforms. And I'm just going to tell you all how I feel about all this, and, you know, what I think is going to come with this channel, what I'm brainstorming, you know, almost every other day, if not every day. I'm brainstorming what I want to do, because I do believe that, you know, okay, so now we're in the age of Aquarius, right? From an astrological standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, you know, if you all didn't know, by now, I was raised Christian Pentecostal. I was raised as a Christian, okay? As it stands now with my faith, I would consider myself more Baptist than Pentecostal. And so, you know, I am aware of, you know, the end time scriptures, and, you know, I'm aware of what's happening in the world, and, you know, people can boil down what's happening in the world to, you know, climate change or spirituality or Mother Nature. I mean, people, everybody's going to have their own perception of what's, of why the pandemic happened, or, you know, why bad things are happening all over the world. And so the faith that I was brought up in, and the, you know, the way that I was raised is like, you know, when you see these signs of the end time, you know, God is going to come back. Jesus is going to come back. Now, I've always felt like the idea of, you know, the sky opening up and a man in a robe coming down from the sky, you know, to rescue people was a little cray cray. I still think it sounds ridiculous, but what we cannot deny is the fact that so much satanic and horrible things are being done to children, are being put on the masses, and are being pushed out here. And people are hypnotized. People are hypnotized by the news. People are hypnotized by all sorts of things. And so I believe in some European countries, TikTok is officially banned. And there's actually something pending right now where in America, the US, where I'm currently at for now, you know, it could be banned. TikTok could be banned in America, like officially. There's a bill. And if y'all have not heard about this, look it up. And the good YouTubers that I do enjoy watching, or that I have support, whether they support me is another question, but or know of me is another question. But certain people out here that I glance at if I feel like it, if I feel a nudge to look at certain videos and enjoy content for myself. Hello, the ones that are awake and are tuned that I do watch. Not a lot of them I watch, but a small group of them I watch are catching on. Okay, they're catching on that something is happening with these social media platforms. And I'm not surprised, because all the way back from either 2016, 2017, I don't remember, I think I started from 2016, like late 2016, but I know that in my head I founded this channel 2017. So I think YouTube says 2016, but I don't think I did anything in 2016. I'm not sure if I did, then wow. But to my knowledge, I feel it's like July 2017 when everything kicked off and I started, uploading regularly on here. Totally different time, totally different era, right? So, people that are tuned and are, business wise, are very intelligent. I feel like whether they have business credentials or not, like I do, and come from a business background, family business background, I certain people that I choose to listen to, they have that knowledge. They understand how the game works, right? So when I saw that, just actually yesterday night, when I saw that there was the whole TikTok ban thing is actually becoming a reality, I said, okay, YouTube and all these other platforms, there's going to be changes. Okay, there's going to be major changes, I think, to all these platforms. And I've always questioned if Elon Musk is one of the good guys or the bad guys. I don't know. But as we all know by now, Elon Musk has bought Twitter. He is a CEO and he owns Twitter. He purchased Twitter. And so the sign of the times, you all. It's the sign of the times. And I'm just gonna be very honest with you all. Whether Jesus comes back or not, I don't really think is the main factor. I think it's the fact that as a civilization, as a humanity, as for lack of a better term, humans, obviously, so people don't classify themselves as in the spiritual community as humans. There's other terms for star seeds and other stuff like that. But for lack of a better term, I'm going to use the word human or people, because that's what we all identify as, right? Regardless of origin and all that. So people have to catch on. People have to catch on as to why we would have a major pandemic. These people who are dealing with space and all this stuff and science. No, not science. I wouldn't put science in it. I would just say space and technology. Yeah, space and technology and business are taking over these social media apps. And so what also alarmed me, you all, is that celebrities, especially athletes, I was looking into this for a while. I think, what's his name? I mean, I want to get his name. Let me just make sure this is his name. Oh yeah, Floyd Mayweather. That's what it was. I was gonna say another person, but no. Yeah, like for example, like Floyd Mayweather, there was a video that I saw that went viral on YouTube with him talking about the fact that he doesn't use social media. And he's a multimillionaire. He's in good shape. He has a good support system. And I was seeing a trend where a lot of these celebrities, not that we worship them, right? We don't like to idolize people, but it is important to gain wisdom from people outside of yourself, because if you don't gain wisdom from people outside of yourself who are doing better than you or who have mastered something in life, how are you going to grow as an individual? So the way that people or I choose to grow is I I read a lot. I research a lot. And so, for example, like Floyd Mayweather, he was talking about how he doesn't use social media. And there was a slew of other celebrities that I have respect for, I would say I have respect for, that are not into social media like that. You know, they post when they want to post, they go online when they want to go online, but majority of their life is with their family, is working on their goals, their dreams, working on their health, their body, their mind, you know, the wisdom in their mind. And they're not on the same kind of, I want to say, wavelength as the masses. The masses are going on, as soon as they wake up, they're going on Instagram, they're going on Twitter, they're going on Facebook, they're going on Snapchat, they're going on TikTok. I mean, there's so many distractions. There's so many distractions. And I think that, at least for me, when I started to see a whole bunch of people that I watch go to platforms like, TikTok especially, I was turned off. To be very honest with you, I was very turned off, because I'm like, wow, now I have to download another app to see what they're posting or whatever. And it was annoying me. It was genuinely annoying me, how much of the social media addiction that I was seeing amongst society was honestly bothering me. And for me, and still, to be honest with you, it looks like an addiction. It looks like people are zombies. It looks like people are synced into, let's say, an algorithm that they cannot focus on their family and their health. And I think, especially with the pandemic, you would think that people would get a clue. You would think that people will wake up and realize that your rights are about to be taken from you. Certain governments are trying to ban people from planting their own fruits and vegetables. And I don't see nobody talking about that. I don't see nobody talking about the fact that, inflation. I mean, I talk about it on my channel with you all when I get the chance and when I feel led to, when I'm, you know, in the energy of speaking out. But there's not many people who seem to care. You know what I'm saying? In general, there is people that are well known, that have become well known, that do speak out, that are on TikTok, that are on YouTube. Yes, there is. But at the same time, it's like the focus of the masses instantly becomes dwindled down by celebrity culture, by fashion culture, by TikTok, by what's the new dance, what's the new breakup. And to me, knowing people who died from the pandemic and the virus in real time, it wasn't a fake disease. It still exists. People are still dying. Whether we want to, you know, classify where it came from, how it came about, is still a mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always getting different information about why this happened and who created it and who are the co-creators of it, and the list goes on and on and on. And so I think, for me personally, seeing a global pandemic and how people are suffering and how people were dying and people were being infected and couldn't work and couldn't, and are dropping like flies. People today are still mysteriously coming up dead. People are going to sleep, they're waking up having heart attacks. Young people like myself in their 20s, teenagers, waking up, dying mysteriously. And me personally, I'm like, wow, people are seeing all of this, and they're still concerned about celebrities. They're still concerned about, like, I just couldn't believe that, because I'm like, wow, have you not been impacted in your own community? Like, I have. Have you not seeing people have funerals that were once alive and now they're gone. Like, not only in my, my own life was I, in the transition of graduating college, which was a huge milestone. And for all the young adults watching, older adults watching, how big of a milestone that is, to graduate college, to do your first of all different types of things is a big deal. So for me, it was more complicated because when I was in the process of finishing up college, graduating college, all of this chaos was happening around me. And so it was really hard to figure out and focus on, uploading things and talking about things that in the grand scheme of things really don't matter. Like they really don't matter. Like I was even saying earlier when I did a video about the fact that Charles kicked out Harry and Meghan from Frogmore Cottage. In the middle of the video, I don't know if it was the connection was kind of weird because of the traffic. I was on the road picking up my breakfast when I made the video. So I don't have much time in the day to really come on here, to be honest with you, anymore. But when I do have a time, I make the time. And so in the middle of that video, I said on camera, eggs are $7, eggs are $9, and I'm over here talking about people that are rich. Like, these people are rich, they don't need me to talk about them, respectfully. Like, whatever drama they're having, at the end of the day, they're still rich. And if something naturally was a huge catastrophe, at least they can go on a plane or go underground and save themselves. But most people out here who are stuck on that, and they're probably stuck in the matrix, if you will, and they haven't unplugged to the reality of what's happening. They're looking at that and laughing and giggling and not realizing that the way that life is over. Like, the life that you had before the pandemic is over. Like, so many, like, what you've seen so far is just the beginning. Like, it's just the beginning. And so I think that naturally, with the pandemic and other things happening in my life and transitions and moving and all types of different stuff, and I was just very busy, and I'm still very busy. And, the situation, the living situation I'm in now, I have a lot more room. I have a lot more room than when I was uploading maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Like, I had a small corner of space and that other MacBook Pro, the one that I used before to upload my videos, went out on me. I don't know what happened, but it just, like, I think I had it for a long time, so it just gave out. Like, it just, one day it just stopped working. And then I got the MacBook Pro that I have now, which is new, like the newest one, where they have the Touch ID bar and all that. And so it's quite different than the old school MacBook Pro that I prefer. It's heavier. It had just more of the quirks and stuff that I like. And the newer Apple products are more sleek, which is cool, but the way you work it is totally different. The systems they offer are totally different. So, that also happened where I had to chuck out the laptop. Excuse me, well, I've been talking a lot. Get a drink. This is apple juice and some ice. It is morning, so it's like breakfast food. And so the laptop that I started my channel on and with, I no longer had. Like, about maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. I'm not sure if it's that long ago, but regardless of recent, I still have it physically, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So going from the laptop that I use for all my other older videos, like every single one, to upgrading automatically to a souped up MacBook Pro, sleek as hell, was also hard because I'm like, okay, now I have different technology, different system, different iCloud, different hard drive, different this, different that, different camera, different sound system. And I have more devices that I know what to do with. I have more money that I know what to do with. And I think you all know by now, I bought a Canon camera. I bought a, once again, going from the bottom to the top automatically. And that switch up is hard at first because if you have more resources, you have more space, you have more this, you have more that, the ideas, the possibilities become even bigger. And so I've still been debating if I want to sell that Canon camera. Not that I never want to have a Canon camera, because of course I do. But with all due respect, my iPhone and iPad are just as good. And until I figure out, the SD card and the memory log and this and that, I mean, this camera is complex, you all. The camera that I bought about a year ago, or about a couple months ago, is very complex, and I don't really know how to use it. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, instead of jumping from A to Z, why don't I sell that camera that is like top of the market, top of the line, and start off with a smaller camera, like a regular boxy kind of camera that does the same thing, and start from basic, start from level one, and figure out how to use a more basic camera and get a tripod and all this stuff and see how that works out. And then as I learn how to use the smaller technology, the smaller camera, which has nothing to do with the lighting, the sound, the audio. I mean, this is like a full machine. Like, this is like an actual project. Like, every single piece of technology that you add to your filmmaking or your editing or your processing or your uploading changes the whole spectrum of how the video comes out, right? So that's something that I've had to, and I think I had insurance and something else that I paid in addition extra on the camera. And I'm like, so in my head, I'm like, okay, why don't I just sell that top of the line camera and start from basics? Because like I said, when I started the channel and continued doing I had different avenues, different projects, I was not using anything super technical, in my opinion. I was using a MacBook Pro and a couple other gadgets that I had, and it worked. Like, it worked for me. But I just think that when so many things are happening at once, it's hard to grasp a plan and a focus and a schedule, especially when your schedule's constantly changing, prices are constantly changing. Like, everything is constantly changing now more than ever. I don't recall life ever being like this, where in an instant there's some other crisis or some other thing that you have to prepare for in the world. So you're always aware of, like, okay, this could happen, that could happen. And that's all simultaneously with taking care of responsibilities. So obviously, when I graduated college, I had more responsibilities. So just to clarify for the record, I always worked. I worked through college, but when I kicked off my channel, I was still working. Yes, I was still working, and I was in college. But a lot of the time that I had, it was a part time. Was it part time? Well, some of the jobs I had were part time, but I just had more time because a lot of my like major responsibilities were being taken care of, through my university fees. So I had a lot of extra money and time to upload. I don't know how I made it possible. I still don't know how I made that possible, but I just had more time. I had a lot more time, a lot more free time than I have now. That's for sure. So I had to release that. I had to release that life. I had to release that period of time. I had to release what I did in that period of time. I had to, like, really come back to my senses, you all, and acknowledge that like college life and a college schedule is not a working adult with responsibility schedule. A grown ass adult I am. It's not the same, right? It's just not the same. So like bills have gone up, you know, my car has I got a new car last year. There's I mean, as an adult, as you all know, like things are always, if you're doing well in life, if you're working on yourself, things should always be going up in your life, right? So that's what I always strive for. I've always strived to be better and better and better and better. And so the schedule and the routine that I had to upload like I did when I was more frequent on here is definitely not the schedule that I have now. And I'm only reiterating that because over the time period that I have been on here and I have done live chats, you guys know I love live chats, and now it's a different era where there's a bunch of trolls and negative people, so it's a bit different. But back then, when the world wasn't so competitive and negative and nasty and rude, quite frankly, I was able to do that. And I was always doing live chats on my channel. If you guys go back, you'll see that. And people would be surprised. There's been many occasions where people could not believe I was even in college. That's a fact. People would say, "Oh, you're actually like working a job." Like people really thought that YouTube was like the only thing that I have for income, the only thing that I do for fun, the only thing that I like had going on. And that's not true. That's not true at all. So yeah, I don't know how I did it. I just juggled, a full-time class load, working, sometimes even working more than one job, being active in clubs, uploading on YouTube. I mean, we didn't have the atmosphere we have now, right? Since the pandemic, the atmosphere of the world and people and how we do business and how we go places and everything has changed, right? Now we have hybrid work. Now we have remote work, virtual work, people working from home. Like everything is totally different than it was 2 years ago. It is completely different. So I had to give myself grace. And I'm not expecting you all to give me grace. I gave it to myself. I took it for myself because I realized that okay, everything I'm not and this is not the full scope. This is just a scope I can give you all under an hour, right? There's been so many things in between that have happened, like in real life that take time away from me being on here or being on any other social media app. But in real life, I don't really like the idea of constantly being on an app, constantly having your face in a computer, or having your face on your iPhone. Like I in real life, I don't think it's healthy. I don't like the idea of it. And so to be completely honest, if I was to, step up my upload regimen and do other content on here, I think at some point I would have to hire people. I'm being completely honest. I think at some point I would have to probably put money aside to get an employee. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because I don't like the idea of constantly having to update something, especially with the internet. It's not my thing. Like some people go on these different platforms and these different social media apps, excuse me, because they want to be famous. And it sounds funny to me, but there's actually people out here who go out of their way to go online because they want to be famous, like, or they want to have a music career or whatever. Like, I don't want any of those things. I never have. Like, like I'm a complete opposite. I'm a Scorpio, y'all. I'm a Scorpio sun. Y'all know about Scorpios? Okay. Scorpios love their privacy, right? But the only way that I'd be on YouTube to begin with is if I have other things in my chart, my birth chart that is, and in my personality that allow me to do this because I'm naturally a very private person. Like, and that's why sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you, like off camera, I'm laughing sometimes because I'm like, this is like not like my personality. Like I I don't have, like, it's weird, like I don't have a phobia of public speaking. Obviously, I don't have I don't have those hindrances that some people have to train themselves out of. Like some people have to literally either take medication or train or like go to therapy, or people do it. Like some people don't like to speak publicly, right? Like we've all been in classes, right, or business setting where people are saying they are shy, right? Like I've come across people who, you know, for work purposes, they have to go up and talk in front of all these people. And what's the first thing they say? Oh, I'm shy. Like, I don't have that. I don't have that. But but I'm saying when it comes to like me and like what I love and all types of stuff like that, like I'm a very private person. You know what I'm saying? I like my peace. And I think that it's funny because I don't consider I don't consider social media very peaceful. I don't consider social media a place where you go to find peace necessarily, unless you're listening to meditation or listening to a speaker who's speaking on, you know, consciousness and stuff like that. Like, you don't, somebody who's going to post 24/7, there has to be a balance. There has to be some kind of balance. So I think that for me, the reason why I've been, you know, not only have I not been able to upload, but when I am not, it's because I feel like I'm in this state right now where I am deliberating if I need to hire people. So I want to put that out here as well. Because like I said, I don't want to be on any app constantly 24/7. I don't enjoy that. I like to have breaks. I like to have space. I like to be able to marvel at a project I've completed or a video that I've done or whatever the case may be. I like to sit in that energy and admire it. I don't like to just be like, okay, on to the next. And there's no there's no moment to just kind of soak it in. It's just what's next, what's next, what's next. And that's just not how I live my life. And that's not how I live, how I do things. So I think in a perfect world, me coming on, and the thing is as well is that I think YouTube as a platform has a lot of work to do. I think that YouTube has changed a lot, you know? And with that said, there is other, you know, websites and apps and platforms that I've dabbled in, that I've looked at, that I kind of prefer, to be honest with you. Like I tried Vimeo. I like Vimeo. It's all my artwork. It's exclusive. It's you know, a way for me to kind of slash out the noise and the trolls and the negative energy and the competition of certain people with me, you know, and people stealing ideas and all types of different stuff. Like that was my way of like getting away from all of that. And that's why I'm saying like sometimes social media can be very negative, a very negative place to be on. And somehow, some way, what I found is a lot of times social media will suck you in to a negative vortex, right? Where you're kind of stuck in this like web. And before you know it, you're saying things you don't want to say, you're uploading more, you know, you're putting your personal, like it just becomes this thing where it's like a circus. It becomes like a circus. And once again, that's not me. That's not me at all. I like peace. I like quiet. I like things that are beautiful. I like artwork that's beautiful. I like, you know, things that entertain me, but to a certain extent. It's not like it needs to be overloaded and shoved in my face every 2 minutes. And so there has to be a balance. Like I think there has to just be a balance. So, you know, I think with anything that comes first, level one, you know, your base, you know, your base, and how you support yourself in a channel and how you conduct yourself and what you put out there. Like, I think all these things kind of tie in together, and it's not as easy as it looks or as it sounds. It's really not. Like, I know, myself included, in the rare case, I do watch other and not just spiritual, by the way. It could be any kind of channel. It could be literally any kind of channel, like DIY, you know, nature types of videos, people traveling. Like, I don't just, I'm not talking just spiritual. I'm talking about, you know, creators in general. You see what I'm saying? And because I'm in their shoes in a way, I understand like how much it takes to put into creating the end product or video or whatever. But people that watch creators and are not creators themselves, they wouldn't understand that. Like, before I started YouTube and I would just watch, you know, funny videos or whatever, like, you don't really understand how much goes into not only the brand, but the products, the color scheme, the font, what this, that, this, like, there's so many parts to it. And that's why they call these people creators. They call them creators for a reason, because they create every freaking thing, unless they hire people or they have people that work for them and take some of the burden off of them, which a lot of, you know, YouTubers do nowadays. They do have, you know, people that videographers and editors and people who do their business side, you know, that's kind of like a no-brainer, right? So, you know, imagine being in my position. Imagine being in my position. You're going through all these major milestones and transitions in life, and you never expected to get the reception you got. You got an amazing reception. You've met amazing people. I've met a lot of you amazing people that I've chat with that I know personally in real life, like from my YouTube channel, and I'm very grateful for that. And you know, more like just like subscribers, stuff like that. And, you know, that's not even like what I expected to begin with. So with all this change, it has to come some kind of like pause and awareness and kind of recalibration of, okay, why are you doing what you do? Why are you doing what you're doing? And where are we now? Like, what's next? So that's like where I've been at, is just kind of trying to figure out, okay, like, what's next? Because like, as a creator, like, your mind does go kind of like crazy. Like, when you, like I said, like, when you do have the ability to like dream and write out different plans and things like that. Like, my voice is kind of cracky, sorry y'all, I'm still recovering over here. It's kind of like limitless. It is limitless. And that could be a good and a bad thing, because then you have to figure out, you know, how you're going to apply your energy to this project and this project and this partnership and this and that and that. And it can really overwhelm a person. It can really overwhelm a person. And I think that I've been in places where I just know that I've had to just pause to focus on real life, like real life, and get that solid as possible first, and then build from there. So this video is not in any way or anything that I think a lot of you were expecting. This video is me explaining that there is a process, there's a time and a place for everything. And I really have to figure out, you know, from the Simone Speaks from then versus now, you know, I'm a different person as well. I think I see things differently. I see social media a lot differently. I'm more aware of what's out here, what's happening, and with people's perceptions and, you know, mind control. And that's why I want to limit those kind of things in my life And if I am going to upload, if I am going to have a channel, it has to be on my terms, my way. It can't be because I'm trying to be like this or that or do this. Like, it has to be because I want to, I say so, and it has to feel right. It has to feel right for me because I made this channel. I'm the owner of this channel. These are my ideas. This is my work. And I don't want it to be this kind of just like consumption, because that's what I see a lot of. And I don't think it's healthy. So it has to be something that makes sense, that I think is worthy of uploading, that I think it is it has to make sense for the times we're living in and the energy I feel out here. And as censorship grows and grows and grows, and YouTube has gotten more strict with certain things. Like, before we could curse, now people really can't even curse. I'm sure you all heard about that. And now you have to like tell, like, when you upload a video, if you curse in the video, whatever, like you have some kind of topic in a video, you have to sign off on what you're saying in the video. For the record, you all, YouTube was never like that. Under no circumstances was YouTube ever this strict. YouTube is now very, very strict. And actually, with that said, I want to add that there's been certain channels that I like to watch. Like, I don't really watch them anymore, but to be honest with you, I don't have the time. But, I always say, like, more so like 2021-ish, like when I had a lot more time. There'd be certain channels that I wasn't subscribed to all the ones I watched, gonna be honest with you, but the ones I was subscribed to, like, in this case, when I wasn't subscribed to, didn't see much of their content. And I would see, one time I saw that this person was talking about how somebody reported them. Somebody went to YouTube and reported their video because it was a pick card reading. Okay, I'll just give you all the context. It was a pick a card reading. And it was about, like, it had some kind of sexual influence in it. Like, it wasn't graphic. It was just like a regular pick card romantic couple like reading. And, and like, they took down her video. It's a girl, they took down her video. So I'm like, what the hell? So, like, as a reader, as you can imagine, right? As a reader doing a reading for her subscribers, her viewers, and somehow, some way, the video was taken down. And there's no telling how many hours, how many minutes that creator took into making that video. But if YouTube wants to, boop, your video's gone. So that baffled me. And so in general, like, you're not always going to get monetization on every video. That's kind of a no-brainer. You're not always going to be able to say what you want in a video. Like, you have to kind of just like be very, very cookie cutter. You can't really speak how you want to speak on here, which I think is also very weird. Whereas, if you go to a more third-party app or a different website, you can curse all you want. You could talk about whatever topics you want, and nobody's censoring you. Nobody is censoring you. Like, I'll give an example. Actually, no, that example is too airy. I'm not gonna give that example. But there was one video that I did that went viral, and it was something to do with the royals. It was actually a celebrity's death, and it went viral. And like the first 30,000 views, I don't think I got a dime. And in fact, they tried not to monetize me. They were trying to silence me. And it wasn't until I complained and I pressed a few buttons. I don't remember what I did exactly, but I pressed a few buttons and I, put up private, public, and eventually they paid me. But besides that, it was a lot of censorship. A lot of censorship, y'all. So I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about social media. I don't know how to feel about a lot of things anymore. But like I said, what I know feels right for my soul, for myself and my energy is what I go with. If I don't feel comfortable with somebody or something or whatever is happening, I'm not going to engage. I'm going to step back, observe, do my research, and then proceed. I'm not just going to run full throttle into something not knowing what exactly is going on. And that's, and you know, I'm not going to talk about this topic too much in this video either, but I will add it. I will add it in because I know I'm not the only creator who's experienced what I just said, that example about the video monetization. But, you know, do I think that YouTubers get paid what they deserve? I don't. I think that I think that honestly, I think majority of YouTubers, especially I would say especially spiritual, only because the kind of content that spiritual, if you want to put a title on it, spiritual YouTubers do is so different than everything else out here. Is so controversial, is so exposing, is so revealing that it's like the algorithm or something, whatever they, what, I don't want to get too deep because I don't have time to go down that rabbit hole right now. But it's like whatever algorithm, whatever the system they have with these kind of apps like TikTok and YouTube, like, is to pull people away from that. And so I think that most spiritual-esque YouTubers would do better, would have more freedom, would have more income to create more would have more income to create more content if they were not if they were not solely on YouTube. I've tested it. I've trialed it. And other people are catching on. Other people are catching on that, okay, they don't have to censor themselves as much. Like they're either making their own website, or they're going to other other websites or other apps or whatever. They, email marketing, people are doing different things, but people deserve to get paid what they put in. And I just to put a ballpark out there, I think if somebody gets 100,000 views, 20,000 views, 5,000 views, 1.1 1,000 views, 1,100 views, what a YouTuber is getting paid for that sometimes could be absolutely nothing. And I don't think that, most people, like I said, if they're not a creator, a YouTube creator themselves, they would never know that. They would never ever like I'll give you another example. There was there's a channel that I follow, my personal YouTube account, where he reviews music. This guy reviews music videos and performances. Like, okay, let's say for example, Rihanna's Super Bowl. He did a video reacting to Rihanna's Super Bowl performance. And shortly after, I don't know if people asked him what he gets paid. I'm not sure like how that came about, but I saw he had a video where he was talking about what YouTube paid him. And I was like, I wasn't entirely shocked, but I was like, oh my God, like that's basically nothing. And that's not taking into account his technology, his time, his energy. Like, so yeah, of course I get offended, as somebody who really used to enjoy YouTube, and I used to love how YouTube was, and seeing how it is now. It's a huge turnoff because I'm like, how can someone put so much effort into a video and there's no guarantee on anything? And that's also a main reason why I chose not to do, for now, YouTube or anything like that full time, because I got bills, guys. I got bills. Y'all got bills. Come on now. And, to the people out here who their full income is YouTube, and like, and I'm not saying no pennies, right? I'm not saying no pennies. Like, for the people out here who can, pay a mortgage, pay a rent with YouTube, good for you. I'm ecstatic for you. But you have to understand that people that do that, they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And I want to reiterate, okay, for those who don't understand how YouTube works, I'm breaking it down for you right here. Pay attention. Those subscribers do not equal views, which does not equal ad revenue, does not equal their income. Understand that, okay? It doesn't equal that. If you see somebody on YouTube with 100,000 plus subscribers, that does not equal 100,000 plus dollars unless they have a business, unless they have a product, unless they're getting a sponsorship or something like that. So for the average person to have YouTube as like a full-time job, I think is extremely dangerous and risky. And that's not for everybody. That's only for people that are probably designed from in their destiny and their and their what do you call it, soul contract? I don't know. But when they came down here and they were born and they became a YouTube star, that's not for everybody. And I'll put it this way. Also on that note, you don't have to have 100,000 subscribers plus to have that kind of money. Okay? There is YouTubers, including myself. Excuse me. Somebody must be thinking about me. There is YouTubers, including myself, who are close to that or are on track to that or have half of that or whatever, that could be making more. Why? Because it depends upon their their income in real life, like their actual job in real life. They could have a business. They could have other revenues of income that's not just by uploading a video. And they're making more than those people because they have a certain system. I know a couple, so I'm just putting it out here. So numbers are not a good representation of what a creator makes, in my opinion, because I know people that don't even have that. They don't even have a channel. I know people who don't even have a YouTube channel and they're making six figures alone because they have another system, another way. They don't just have to be upload. They have other avenues that bring in more income. And it may not even be social media related. It could be technology, it could be business, it could be e-commerce, it could be health related, it could be anything. You guys get what I'm saying? It's not just YouTube. Like, YouTube is not the only way to support yourself or to be able to create whatever you want to create. Like, you got to think outside the box. You got to, in fact, you got to throw away the box is what I like to say. Forget the box, throw the box away. So that's like my mentality, is there's always another way. And so I'm happy that people have began to wake up and realize that, okay, like, they've been, their video's been taken down, they've not been getting paid correctly, they have all these trolls, all these haters, all these people stealing their ideas, like I've gone through, and things like that, or whatever, or lack of security, privacy issues. Like, people are realizing that, okay, if I do this over here, you know what I'm saying, I'm better off. Like, I'm actually getting paid what I'm deserving of. I can control who's talking shit, who's not talking shit. Like, you have more privacy, you can control more of your settings. Like, even the fact that, for example, now every creator on YouTube has to show their subscriber count, right? And I never liked that. If you guys have been with me from day one, you all will see that. I've always had my subscriber count hidden for the most part in the most recent years, until YouTube passed something where they took that option away. So if that option was still available, you all, my subscriber count would not be on Front Street. Okay, I prefer not to advertise my subscriber count because that's not why I make videos. That's not why I made any of those videos. You know, the subscriber count is for me. It's not for people to look at and dissect and track. It's not for that. Like, I don't take pleasure in people knowing my subscriber count. I don't, because I don't think it's any of their business. I would prefer to have that private, but YouTube took that option away. So I'm trying to break down and tell you all like all the reasons why I have been not on here as much, because there's a lot of things that I have to look at. I have to, you know, take a closer look at it and realize, okay, you know, that doesn't really work for me. So, you know, I've said a lot. I know earlier I said that there was more. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I've said majority of everything I wanted to say in this video, to be honest with you. And it is an hour. It's just hitting on an hour now. So so for people who ask me like, what's this? What, like, it's all in this video. Everything that I you know, I want to update you all about is in this video. There's no other person, there's no other post, nothing. Everything is in this video. So that's where I've been, y'all. I've been, you know, living real life, paying real bills, okay, and trying to figure out, you know, what I like about YouTube, what I want to use YouTube for, and it's just kind of, I just think it's been not just like a pause, but yeah, I think it's just been a pause. And I really haven't had much time. Like for example, right now, I started this video at like 4:44 in the morning, not intentionally. I just, before I pressed start on my iPhone, I saw the clock said 4:44. So, you know, I've been wanting to make this video for a while. So I realized that, you know what I'm saying? I realized that, okay, if I was to upload with the current schedule I have now, it would be a tight one. I think it'd be kind of tight. Like, I think I would have to wake up like early like this. But I don't even have my I don't have my official office set up at all. In fact, I'm actually in the market for a new table. Like like, just to give you all a perspective of how crazy this is, like I'm literally right now in the market for another office table. So in order to read cards, right, pull cards and have a place to pull your cards, you have to have a table, right? So I have a table, but I don't really like it for YouTube. My current office table, I don't really like for YouTube. So that's what's going on, y'all. It's a lot. So hopefully, I mean, if people don't get what I'm saying in this video, they're never gonna get it. But hopefully for those who are wondering, now you know. Now you know. I am just in the process of evolving and researching and figuring out, you know, where I stand with all this and what I want to do. And I would like for YouTube to give us back that setting of hiding our subscriptions. And, you know, because I don't really like, because people are clout chasers, bro. People are users, you know. I would never want to tell somebody the kind of subscribers I have. Why? Like, no. Like I told you all, I'm private in real life, so I would not want all that hoopla on my page. I would just want my page to be sleek and clean and pretty and have, you know, the videos I want on there. And that's it. I wouldn't want this whole like song and dance charade, click here, click there. Like it's too annoying for me. It's too much. So yeah, you all, is there anything else I want to say about the channel on this video? I don't think so. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything else that I've missed. I mean, I've talked about the camera, talked about the table, talked about the different space. I mean, I have a lot more space now, and I'm sure that my living conditions going to change again in the near future again, because I'm also in the market for that as well, guys. So You guys get what I'm saying? There's always something. There's always something that is happening in my life in a positive way, but it requires a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of time. And I hope that those who really do like my content, and really do like my channel, and really do like me even, that you would respect that and understand that. That's what I hope, because not a day goes by where I don't feel the pressure. Like, I'm gonna be very honest, like, I do feel a lot of pressure to, keep up with like how I used to keep up, and and that's why I'm making this video. That's part of the reason why I'm making this video right here, is to explain to you all that I'm not gonna feel that way anymore. I'm not gonna allow myself to feel that way, because it's not good for my health. It's not good for my energy levels to always feel like, oh, somebody's probably missing this video, or, oh, why haven't I done this? And, oh, oh, I have to figure this out. And, oh, I got to call this person. And, oh, I got to do this. Like, that's not a help. That's not a good way to live. Like, with all due respect, there's people that I follow. Once again, my private YouTube. I don't really want to follow anybody on my YouTube channel. This channel, I have to be nice. I have to be nice. I'm gonna put that out here as well. Like, I have followed back people that are YouTubers to be nice, but like, if I had my way, like I said, I would just go back to how I used to do things. Just upload and go. Like, it's not like the tactics and the clout chasing and the way social media is very fake to me. It's very fake to me. So I just prefer to keep it real, like so I'm saying, like, on my personal YouTube channel account, I follow people that I like, that I actually would watch, like, without being annoyed. And there's this one person I follow. I don't if I unfollow them, but I follow, and I don't think she's uploaded in like over 8 months. I don't think she's ever uploaded a video in like 8 months, you all. 8 months. So it's like, if I don't get to upload and things are getting changed or affected because of that, am I gonna be upset about it? No, I'm not, because that just shows me that certain people are not really there for you. They don't really want to see you have a life. I mean, I've seen other YouTubers where they've gone off to have kids and all that, and people are harassing them. Let's just talk about that I'm gonna talk about that for a quick second. There is a social media culture of control and energy snatching and energy draining and bullying that I'm not going to tolerate. Like, I've seen people that, like I said, that I like to watch go through that, like, where they've gone out to live their life, and then people are like attacking them because they're not uploading, or because, or unfollowing them or whatever. And I'm not going to let it get to me. I worked incredibly hard for what I do have now with YouTube. And, the truth of the matter is, nobody knows the future of YouTube right now. The CEO has stepped down. Like, let's just be honest. Like, nobody knows the future of a lot of stuff right now. I mean, we could pull some cards, but I'm just saying in general, y'all. Like, nobody knows if YouTube is going to become like a paid app. You know what I'm saying? Like Twitter, where they have Twitter Blue. Like, nobody really knows. You guys think about it. Like, nobody knows if YouTube's even going to be here in like 10 years. So you cannot let things that are not in direct relation to like your survival and your well-being affect you. And I think it's silly sometimes, like, when I let that affect me, because I'm like, first of all, this is just social media. Like, I can't, like, imagine if I lived my life every single day worrying about my subscriber count, worrying about my views, worrying about stuff like that. Like, that's not a healthy way to live, guys. People that have YouTube as like their only income, when I say only, I mean their only income, that's for them to do. People that have YouTube as their only income, they're the ones who got to stress like that, because that's what they use for their mortgage, for their rent, for their groceries, for their gas. I am not in that situation. Thank God. I'm not in a situation where YouTube is like my only income. Not that I don't want income from YouTube, because hell, if you're going to work on YouTube, happily, we're helping the platform get bigger, right? every creator is, whether they realize it or not. If you're uploading for YouTube, you're boosting up YouTube. You're boosting up YouTube's revenue. So YouTube is surviving because of creators. If there was no uploaders on if there was no creators uploading on YouTube, there would be no YouTube. It wouldn't be relevant. So think about that. If there is no creators on here who want to be on here, YouTube would not be relevant. YouTube would not be relevant at all. So it's the creators that have put in the hard work, that have been on here and laid down their roots with YouTube first, that have made YouTube what it is. You know, I have made YouTube. I have participated as well as making YouTube what it is, right? Like, for real. So that's a perspective that I have, you know, seriously. And I think that, yeah, so if I live my life every single day worried about people, you know, subscriber count, up, down, this, that, like that to me is pathetic. If I ever lived a life like that, that's just pathetic to me, because that's not like real life. So that's why I wanted to make this video and tell you all, like, there is bigger problems in the world. There is bigger problems that everybody should be talking about, focusing on, thinking about for their future, for their family's future. Like, you know, if you are on YouTube scrolling every day, but you don't have your own garden, your priorities are all messed up. Are you not seeing what's happening with these farmers and all this stuff out here? Like, priorities, you know, priorities are very important. So yeah, I need some more water. So, you know, I'm not bothered by it. And yeah, people that, you know, are loyal and appreciate everything I have done up to this point with YouTube are still around, are still, like, you all are watching, like, that appreciate people. Like, that's what I care about. I don't care about the pettiness of social media, because social media is very petty, guys. Very, very petty. So so it's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, y'all. It is a new era, if you will. And a lot's gonna change, not just with my channel, but with the world, with these platforms out here. Y'all really pay attention to what's happening with these social media platforms. I don't know if all these platforms are gonna be around for much longer. I'm just gonna tell you all the truth. And if they are gonna be around, they may be apps that are purchase only. You hearing what I'm saying? They're purchase only. Like, I actually saw an article where they were saying how Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook, was it MySpace or Facebook? The Facebook guy. Tom is the MySpace. Mark Zuckerberg is the Facebook. Yeah. And he's following Elon Musk's model. Elon Musk's model is charging people to edit their tweets to get a blue check mark. And people are falling for it. People, the masses. Why? Because Elon just knows who to scratch and sniff out. I mean, he's just doing it because he wants to make a profit, not because he wants to make the platform better or freedom of speech, none of that. It's for profit. You know, it was for, it seems, vain reasons for the time being. And so I don't know if they talked or they had a little meeting, but now Mark Zuckerberg is following in his footsteps and is going to charge for certain things on Facebook. So I cannot help but think that, okay, well, first of all, who's the new CEO of Twitter? No, excuse me, of YouTube. Who's going to be the new CEO of YouTube? And are they going to try to, you know, implement these purchase only sort of things? I know they already have it for ads, where if you purchase, I think YouTube Red or YouTube something like that, either I think it's called YouTube Red or YouTube Pro, I don't know what the name is specifically, but you pay to not have the ads, to not have to see the ads. So that's one feature. That's already one feature of YouTube that people have not realized they've changed on everybody. But people they're not aware enough to catch on. But they're telling you, okay, if you don't want to watch the ads, you have to pay to not watch the ads. Like, that's a big deal. And think about it. Millions and millions of people have paid for that. I don't even pay for that. On my own personal YouTube account, I don't pay to not have ads. Like, I'm not paying YouTube to not have ads. I'm not doing it. But I just want y'all to think about that. Just think about everything I've said in this video, and you be the judge. And you put two and two together as to why I have not, been on here as much. But, in no way am I saying that I've, left and not coming back. I've never said nothing. I won't even utter that in my mouth because that's what I'm not going to put in the universe. But I'm just, I wanted to give reasons so that people are not just speculating or people are not just, gossiping, whatever, because that's not cool. I want to be able to tell you all the multiple things that I'm dealing with, that I'm looking at, that is bringing me to this point where I'm having to reassess what YouTube means to me and what I can bring to YouTube and any other website or platform that I want to extend my channel out to. Like, if TikTok becomes banned in America, then obviously I'm not going to have my YouTube content on TikTok, because then therefore TikTok would not exist. TikTok would not exist, you all. So that is the state of everything. That is the state of the world. That is the state of where I've been at. I have just been, working diligently to, get my bills paid and save for my retirement. All the big girl adult stuff that I should be doing as an adult is what I've been doing. And, until I'm in a place where I can get a good schedule down, I can get a good handle of what technology I want to put in this channel, I can't just fly off the handle, because the current way that my videos look, it's not how I want to have videos on my channel forever. I would want to have my videos in a way that is appeasing to my eye. And right now, I'm not really appeased. I want to change a lot of stuff. And so that's going to take me, I don't know how long, but it's going to take me time to figure out creatively as well. Yeah. How I want the aesthetic to look. What kind of videos do I want to do? Because that's all going to change as well, you all. So, every now and then I will come on here, but when I have a time and when I feel led, and I won't hold back, I'll come on here for sure. But I love you all. 7711. So I'm gonna end the video on a good time, and I want you all to know I appreciate every single one of you. It is mind-blowing stuff to go from, uploading for fun and not knowing what the hell I was doing, and over time, growing in my skills, growing in my knowledge, helping you all privately, publicly. I've done so many things in a short amount of time that I never thought I would ever, ever, ever do, like, sincerely. And I feel like I'm just still in the process of, evolving. And, for those who want to stick around and see that evolving, great, and for those who can't be bothered, then they were never really supporters to begin with, because like I said, I'm still subscribed to people that have not uploaded in like 8 months. I've never gone 8 months and not uploaded nothing. I've always, to my knowledge, I've always uploaded something, right? And some people have just poof gone. And I'm still subscribed because I like what they do, and I like what they put out in the universe. And whether they come back in a year, 2 years, or 2 weeks, don't matter to me. I'm just supporting. You're not you like, for those of you who watch me live, right? Like, let's say for example, you're watching live, you're subscribed to me. You didn't have to pay to subscribe, right? Subscribing is free. So like, to people who do that type of stuff, they're just, that's not even smart, because with any channel, with any anything, you don't have to pay for this. It's all free. So what are you really missing out on? Like, it's free. So yeah. So that's my perspective, y'all. That's while I have been away, or I have to be away, that's what I remind myself with. I tell myself all the time, like, you know what? this is my perspective on all this social media stuff, and it's not real. You know what I'm saying? It's not life or death, and it's just something that you should feel freedom in doing. And if in any way your freedom is being restricted, you have to find another way to express yourself. And that's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of creators are doing. And I'm proud of it. And I'm proud that people are able to see what they're really worth, and where they can go and talk how they want to talk and what they want to talk about. And they're not being watched, because, everybody else is being watched if they're on YouTube, and they're being, plugged in the algorithm, and they're being messed with, and they're being contorted, and it's weird. I just think people should, I want to get back to, I got to be honest with you, I want to get back to the point in my life where, it's just for fun, because when I first started, that's all it was. It was just for fun. And that's always been my perspective. It's like, it's just for fun. It's just for fun. If you're able to give somebody a confirmation message along the way, then great. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's to have fun creatively, and create to special moment. And that's all I've ever done. All the videos I've ever done that were really, really well, or somehow, some way, people saw it or whatever, like in a bigger scale, is because I had fun and I wasn't feeling pressured to fit a certain kind of mold that's commercial, that's for the algorithm. Like, I was never on that, you all. I was never on that. I would just pick a table, like right here. I'm sure you can see this table right here. That table over there is one of the tables I used in one of my very first videos. And I was on the floor. So, that's not commercial. That's just what I wanted to do. And I had fun, and videos produced, and I was in one of the rooms downstairs making the video. So yeah, I'm just so grateful for all of you. And yes, in the future, I want to go back to just having fun, and, being a different age, and living in a different time in the world, and all this stuff. I just kind of have to figure out, ooh, I don't like that sound. I just have to kind of figure out what I want to do on this channel. But, time just change, people change, perspectives change, you all. And I think it's important to always honor the season in life that you're in. I don't think it's ever good to not honor. One second, y'all. I don't think it's ever good to not honor the season that you're in life. I think it's always good to be honest. And so I'm really happy I made this video. I realized that not everyone's gonna, see the video. The algorithm is crappy. So I will post this on my community page, so people can't say that I never told them, or they never saw it, or whatever. But yeah, I think that especially with the, the thing, why did I hear this bird outside? Sorry, I got distracted. I think especially with the, on the heels of the TikTok ban, it's definitely something that, oh look, Twitter is down again. Twitter is down again, you all. So I just think it's important to go with the times and realize, that changes have to be made, and you have to just be true to yourself. And when I figure it out, I'll figure it out. And if I at some point I will figure it out, you all. But I just have to kind of honor my body, and take less stress in. Stressing is not healthy. I don't want to be stressing myself out. And I think for those OGs who have been here since day one, you guys realize I did change my picture back to my original picture, which is like the green filter. That was actually a New Year's Eve picture. That's in my Simone Speaks icon. And I changed it recently to one of my graduation pictures, if you guys didn't know, and I changed it back because I miss that aesthetic. And once again, I want to put in the video in a weird about way, when did my aesthetic for the channel become, or the layout for the profile of the channel become green? Do you all realize that again? Like my picture's green, like the header picture's green. Like, see, I have no idea why it's green. Well, the heart chakra is green, the color green, but once again, it's like creatively, it's just so weird and different, and it's not ever what I ever thought I would ever be doing or anything like that. It's just weird. So, things just kind of are what they are. And I am excited for the new chapter and new book, new era in my life. With age, you are natural. And look, I'm wearing a green. Look at that. I'm wearing a green robe. Maybe because my favorite color is kind of that color. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to it. Maybe that's why. Cause my favorite color is kind of like, I actually have it a lot in my bedroom as well. It's kind of like this color, or let me get this over here, or like this kind of color. You know, that is my favorite color. So maybe that's why I was drawn to doing that. I just kind of realized that it's cool. So I'm happy to share that live with you all. So I'm gonna get off here. It's early. It's like what, 6:17 in the morning. Where is it? So I'm tired now, you all. Good night. Bye.